Oh, hey guys. Hi, Will. So...
We were supposed to do this on Christmas, you idiot.
Well, we didn't, so...
And whose fault is that?
Well, we're doing it now.
Yeah, I fucking know.
Okay. Much better.
Fuck you. You know what? Fuck this mask. I'm not doing this shit again.
What shit?
Oh, well, we did this thing called the Anime Graveyard once on our other show, Cover by Cover. Man, what a nightmare. Production on that thing was hell.
Alright, enough shilling. We're here to do a review, remember?
Oh, yeah.
So, what are we doing anyway? You said that you had that covered.
Well, I did until some ass-jack McScrooge decided to ruin Christmas. But I did find a replacement.
Okay, so what are we doing?
Another.
Fuck off!
Well, this is off to a great start. Start the show. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my channel, apparently. I'm your host, Will Ryan, or at least one of them, and today we're going to be looking at an anime so creepy, so terrifying.
No, it is not.
Well, glad to see you made it back to your own video.
Shut up!
Hey!
Seriously, no. This show is not good. In fact, I would even go as far to say that it's really, really bad.
What? Really? I mean, we did do a first impressions video on the first 2 episodes on our Anime Graveyard series.
I said enough shilling.
Jeez, you mad, bro? It's just an anime.
Why don't you tell everyone about it, since you're the anime guy?
Well, okay. Gather around the fire, everyone, and I'll tell you all about the origins of terror.
It sucks.
Another started out as a best-selling mystery novel, but was eventually adapted into both a manga and an anime. The story follows Koichi Sakakibara as he tries to unearth a deadly mystery that haunts his class. The novel itself was nominated for the 2010 Honkaku Mystery Award, and it's pretty easy to see why.
No, it is not. This show is balls. In all of the anime, there are no truly scary horror series out there. Sure, there's a movie here and there like Perfect Blue, but in general, pretty much nothing works, even in generally good shows. This is especially bad because the endless possibilities for what you can do with animation are simply being wasted on the horror genre. And another is just another example, get it, see what I did there, of that.
Now, I will admit, the anime isn't perfect. After all, they did have to make a lot of changes to compress it into 12 episodes.
Sucks!
No!
What do you mean no? This is my channel.
What? You left. It's my channel now, bitch. And I'm not gonna hear any more of this complaining until the review is over. Got it?
What? What?
Not until the review is over.
Fine. Let's get this over with.
Well, great. Glad to see we can finally get on the same page. Ladies and gentlemen, this is another.
It sucks!
We kick things off with an out-of-context mashup of various shots from throughout the anime, while two gossip lords spread unfounded rumors.
She'd been popular ever since the 7th grade. She was smart, pretty, and had a great personality. But shortly after she started the 9th grade, Misaki died. I heard it was an accident, so everyone was really shocked.
Man, nothing like a bunch of shit that probably isn't true to start the story. And what the hell is with all this stuff? Do they really expect us to remember every one of these half-second blips? What's with the dolls?
Oh, they're a major motif going forward.
Really? Do they really have anything to do with the story?
Nope.
What? What?
My goodness, what a way to start your life here.
That's the Yomiyama River flowing through the center of town. And can you see the grounds beyond it? That's the school you'll be attending.
Nothing like a hot cup of exposition in the morning. I don't really have a problem with this scene aside from this single shot of Koichi. He is gaunt as a ghoul out of nowhere. He will be dead inside of 24 minutes.
Or not, as we abruptly cut to several hours later.
Ta-da! We're awkwardly here now. Nobody expects the Oafish Inquisition.
We are students of Yomiyama North Junior High's 9th grade, Class 3. My name is Kazumi. Tomohiko Kazumi. This is Sakuragi.
It's nice to meet you.
And this is...
Izumi Akazawa.
You moved here from Tokyo, right?
Yeah.
And you went to a private school there? Why did you transfer? Is this your first time living in Yomiyama?
I've been here before, but I never lived here.
Did you stay for a long time?
I can't say.
As we'll eventually find out, this scene should have played out very differently and, in fact, never took place in the original novel because of the plot holes it opens up. More on that later. For now...
Ah!
Are you a Yomi North student? Do you have something to do on the second basement level?
I do. My poor other half is waiting for me at the second basement.
And I have no reason to know what the hell that means. Your other half? Nobody says that. Welcome to Mei Misaki, everyone. Even though she knows everything that's going on in this series, her life choice is to be as vague and as cryptic as possible until the cows come home. I guess we deserve it for even attempting to watch this shit.
Hey, wait a minute. What's your name? Please tell me.
Why? Why do you care so much, Koichi? Tell me why. Yes, I am nitpicking this because it irritates the hell out of me. There is no reason why he should care so much about some random quiet girl he bumped into on an elevator and had a super awkward moment with. It would be like... Why are you eating your hat?
I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. Miles to go before I sleep!
Okay, sure.
Mei then apparently disappears into the darkness via manipulative editing, i.e., complete nonsense. I'm going to spoil this now, because otherwise, you'll forget all the details of the moments like this later, and think that it's all totally okay. Mei Misaki is not a ghost. She is not dead in any way. But listen to how they cheat to make you think that she is. Sound doesn't work like that. It doesn't go from perfectly audible to not there at all. Unless she's a spoopy ghost, that is. Get ready for 5 straight episodes of this goddamn red herring nonsense, even though it will be obvious within the first 2 episodes that she's simply not a ghost.
Seriously though, why does he care so much about her? She's a weird, creepy girl who gave him no reason to bother.
Well, maybe it's that eye patch fetish.
Eye patch fetish. Okay. So now our protagonist is a creeper just like you.
If you really think about it, the eye socket is a hole.
Koichi is once again awakened at the crack of dawn, this time by his dad, who really wants us to know how hot India is. Wait, what?
How are you doing?
Morning.
It's 2 a.m. over here. India sure is hot.
This is his running gag, apparently. Anyway, the bird screams about Ray, something that won't make sense for a long time, and then it's off to school.
Oh! What the hell?
Jeez, man, are you okay?
No! Seriously, what is with the dolls? Stop it already. It's like the dead frames in F. It's just obnoxious.
Are you all healed up?
Yeah, I do.
Congrats, Sentai Filmworks. Up to your usually low standards for voice acting, I see. I normally defend dubs against sub-supremacists in general, but this one is pretty bad. I don't know what it is about Sentai, but for some reason, they always find a way to fuck up a dub to some degree. Especially with Japanese names. Those are way beyond them. The worst example of this is in Clannad, where Kyo's voice actor calls Dio Ro for the entire first series, only to call her Yo at the beginning of After Story, before finally getting it right later on. How hard is it to Google this shit, guys? Why do you suck?
Yeah, I do.
Whatever. Koichi asks where Blue Ribbons Girl, aka Izumi Akazawa, is, which makes everyone suddenly awkward and angry for no reason. They offer Koichi a tour of the school, which somehow transitions us to gym class. What?
Ready?
Congrats, Rando. You didn't do it.
I really enjoy running.
Oh, really?
Sorry you can't. I heard that you have a heart problem.
Well, that's mildly inconsiderate. I guess you gotta get that exposition in somehow. Anyway, Lucy Christian arrives in pseudo-Nagisa mode as a girl named Sakuragi for more weird conversation.
Hey, Sakuragi.
Yes?
I've been wondering. Where's Misaki?
See, this is a dead giveaway right here. Pun, whatever, maybe. But not to Koichi, but to us. We see her eyes go wide. Okay, but before we can actually wonder if this is clever and if she maybe means that this means that Mei's a ghost, she pretends to have no idea what he's talking about.
The girl named Mei Misaki.
Why?
The one wearing the eye patch on her left eye.
What? Who?
We know she recognized Mei's name. Her pretending that she has no clue immediately casts doubt on the whole Mei is dead thing, and already we have reason to disbelieve it.
Hey, excuse me. Are you Misaki? Why are you watching the class from the roof? Should you be up here? Were you drawing something? Do you remember meeting me at Yomiyama Hospital the other day?
Did something like that happen?
What did you go to the second basement level for? You said you had something to deliver. You were holding some kind of white doll. Is that what you had to do?
I hate being questioned.
Jesus, Koichi, would you calm the fuck down?
I wasn't trying to force you to tell. I just...
Yup, you sure aren't. You're just interrogating her like your life depends on it. Again, why do you care so damn much?
Your classmates haven't told you yet.
Told me what?
They associate your name with death. The school is a place that is very close to death, especially the 9th grade's class 3. You really don't know anything, Sakakibara. Nobody has told you.
About what?
You'll find out soon enough.
Oh, shut up. Don't lie to us. We're not gonna find out anything forever in a day. Bitch. Ah.
My favorite part is that Koichi is staring right at her as she walks away, but again, through manipulative editing, they try to make it look like she just vanished into thin air. Why wouldn't Koichi react to that if it actually happened? Here's how the sound design should have gone.
Bye, Sakakibara.
And we end the episode with one more bizarre fake out as Koichi sees Mei standing in the rain, but then she's suddenly gone. Maybe she actually is a ghost. Could it be?
Is something wrong?
No, ma'am.
Nope.
No.
No. Nuh-uh.
Next episode.
Just tell me. Are you okay with this? Honestly, you should be careful. It may have already begun. If it has, it can't be stopped.
What has already begun? You can't cut away before Koichi asks her the question and just never have him ask that question. This guy interrogates her about every single imaginable thing, but whenever she says something bizarre, cryptical, and nonsensical, that just might give us a little bit of a reason to care about the plot, or care at all. And a question that, by the way, should make him raise an eyebrow. He's suddenly out for lunch.
You should be careful. It may have already begun. If it has, it can't be stopped.
Oh man, how many days until this girl kills me? 1, maybe 2? I'm so screwed. Hey, I wonder if she likes riding bikes.
We strangely cut to art class for some pointlessly pretentious art.
The lemon is screaming?
No, actually, it's the world that's screaming.
Before we see that every single person in this class is an incredible artist. Seriously, look at all these art pads. Every single kid we see drew it incredibly well or is in the process of legit artistry. Are they being taught by Picasso? Ah!
You can't always pretend that nothing is wrong. I think it's the same for everyone.
Yo, Sakaki! Talking about Miss Mikami over here? Hey, let me get in on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna crush that puss.
What's wrong?
I put a spell on you.
Gotta go.
Hey, Sakaki!
Hey.
Because you're mine.
Yes, please continue pursuing this weird basic girl who is giving you no reason to care and repeatedly leaves you every time you show up.
Was it okay to do that?
Do what?
They didn't try to stop you.
I guess not.
Yeah, they did. We just saw it. Are we meant to infer that Keiichi is just an idort?
What are you drawing? Is it based on some kind of model? Or did you make it up?
You could say both, I guess.
Is she an angel?
Who knows? I'm not sure.
What's wrong with your left eye? You've been wearing that eye patch ever since we first met.
You want to know?
You really don't have to tell me.
Let's get this straight. They just had a conversation where they answered no questions, and furthermore, advanced the plot literally 0%. Will, how can they do it? Are you gonna defend this shit?
Yes. And no.
What does that mean?
What is meaning?
What?
How?
You son of a—
Yes.
Fuck this shit.
Seriously though, the most we got out of this whole conversation was that Mei is drawing a picture of a model and that it will eventually have wings. Thrilling! Then Koichi asks her a genuinely important question, but backs down 2 seconds later!
What's wrong with your left eye?
You want to know?
You really don't have to tell me.
Then why did you ask in the first place? Riveting dialogue!
Oh, and then there's Agent McSuperOld, aka Jibiki, over here. He's important and all, but he also has nothing to the scene, so goodbye.
Seriously, how old is this guy? I know by normal Japanese aging conventions he'd probably be 23 or so, but no, apparently he's been around for something like 30 years. Shouldn't he be on his deathbed by now?
I want you to know you're welcome to come here anytime you like. But you should get going now.
You're welcome here anytime you like. I'd love to have you around. Now get the fuck off my lawn! Sure, makes sense. We cut to that night for good old alcoholic Aunt Reiko. Well, this should be fun.
I didn't know that you like art.
It interests me. I'm not terribly good at drawing things, you know?
What? Yes, you are. You drew that bowl of fruit perfectly. I am jealous of you. You have so much artistic talent that I would cut off my left pinky toe to even get a fraction of what you have right now. I mean, sure, maybe you haven't discovered your artistic style yet, but come on, dude. All I'm asking for is an ounce of self-confidence so I can at least like you as a main character.
I'd like to study carving and sculpting and things like that.
Even if you graduate, that doesn't mean that you'll even get in. So you are likely to fail. But if that's what you want to do, you might as well give it a try.
And now we know why he doesn't even have that much. I mean, what a bitch. Let's go back and see just how bad his aunt really is.
Even if you graduate, that doesn't mean that you'll even get in.
So, wait a minute. She doesn't even think he can finish middle school? Gotta say, Anime, you're not giving me much faith in poor pathetic Koichi over here.
Talent is a key factor, of course. So you are likely to fail.
Well, yeah, with that attitude. Art isn't like a singing voice, you know? You're not born with an inherent ability to draw or paint or carve or whatever. It takes lots of practice. And if Koichi wanted to put the time in, he could almost certainly get there. I'm also pretty sure that art school doesn't require you to be an amazing prodigy just to get in at all. Sure, they probably have a rigorous entrance exam that does require real acquired talent, but you don't have to be a freaking genius just to get your foot in the door. But no, completely deflate his motivation. That's responsible adult behavior.
Your father will undoubtedly oppose. But if that's what you want to do, you might as well give it a try. It's just pathetic to give up on something before you even give it a shot.
So he's screwed either way. If he tries and succeeds, his dad will disapprove and he'll be on his own. But if he tries and fails, he'll judge him for being a shitty artist. Look at Koichi's face. He has no idea what the hell to do now. He's probably wondering why he even brought it up, and is thinking twice about asking you for advice ever again. What a wonderful person you are.
Storytelling! Meanwhile, back at the hospital, Koichi talks to a nurse about what books he's reading or whatever. Why? But then asks her if Mei Misaki is dead. Once again, I'm completely lost. Why would Koichi think she's dead at this point? What, was he watching his own show and got confused?
Eye patch, man. It's always the eye patch.
No, shut up. This is what I'm talking about. We saw Koichi watch Mei walk off into the darkness. We also know that he stood still and watched her leave the roof. The only time he maybe could have thought something weird was going on was when he saw her in the rain, but then turned around to see no one there. Yeah, I know, Lucy Girl acted like she didn't know who Mei was, but he barely paid attention to that girl. There is literally no reason for him to believe that Mei is dead. So, you want to know why this is actually happening?
Sure. Gonna tell me anyway, so might as well pay attention.
It's to once again manipulate the audience. As you watch this for the very first time, thanks to all the manipulative audio and video cues, you would probably wonder if Mei was alive. You would probably have the questions the show wants you to ask yourself still in your head when you get to this scene. As a result, you'd probably be happy that Koichi's on the same page as you, and it'd keep you invested in the story. That's all well and good, but how we got here is just as important, and there are no dots for Koichi to connect that would bring him to this question. The only reason it happens is because the writers want you to continue wondering if Mei is alive or not, because oh my god, we really are dragging this out for 5 episodes, aren't we?
See, man, I told ya. It's just not good.
Yeah, whatever. Like I said, they are still keeping you invested on your first time through the series, which is still very important. I can explain all these meta-criticisms and underlying issues, but they're not really that relevant unless you start to watch the series a second and third time. That's when it starts to fall apart.
Okay. Fair enough. We'll see how long you hold up.
Can you stop that now? It's getting creepy. Just cut it. Back to the show. I said back to the show!
Dr. Incompetent gives a giant middle finger to patient confidentiality, promising to tell Koichi what she finds out before we cut to...
Ugh, so angry!
What? Honestly. I miss one day of school and this is what happens?
Hours later, still angry!
I want to make sure you understand the situation Class 3 is in and the rules we must follow.
Akasawa, stop!
What? Hold on.
Actually...
See you later.
So, do you want to tell them? Or should I?
You take this one. I'm sure you'll love it.
Good, because I was gonna do it anyway. Time for more spoilers, so you guys can keep up with what's happening and not forget all this BS later on. For reasons I won't spoil, this class is pretending that Mei Misaki doesn't exist. They aren't saying her name, acknowledging her, or communicating with her in any way. When Akazawa, the girl with the blue ribbons, was absent on the first day, Koichi talked to Mei and threw a wrench into that plan, and in the novel, they decided not to tell Koichi about the plan because doing so would cause them to acknowledge Mei. The whole plan would be thrown out the window.
But...
Hold on a minute. You said that I had this one.
Well, yeah, but pointing out plot holes is kinda my thing.
Shut the fuck up. I need to complain about shit now. I need this. The plot holes we see crop up are many. And there's already one in this very scene.
I want to make sure you understand the situation Class 3 is in and the rules we must follow.
Akasawa, stop!
What? Hold on.
Actually...
What? Honestly. I miss one day of school and this is what happens?
So, what did I say to her that could have possibly explained the situation that didn't explain or acknowledge Misaki in some way? Seriously, how could they have possibly gotten her to understand the situation without, well, describing the situation? Did they play charades, do a interpretive dance? Does thinking about her and causing others to think about her not count? If so, how?
Unshun. Yeah, that sounds good. Reshun.
Sure, that explains it. What an idiot I've been. Yeah, Me, the idiot.
Koichi makes sure to stalk Mei from a safe distance before losing track of her. Well, if that doesn't prove she's a ghost, then I don't know what does. Maybe a nearly indecipherable phone call from his nurse friend. Yeah, that'll do it.
Ah, Miss Mizuno.
About what we discussed the other day. I found it. They said it was a junior high school girl. Apparently she was an only daughter, so her parents were devastated.
Yeah, no, right in front of the MRI. Well, yeah, there was one of those warning signs or whatever, but those are for pussies, right? Oh, yeah, right. The girl's name is... Well, guess my career's over. It was a good run.
Koichi wanders into a needless creepy doll museum and shambles down the stairs. As for why members of the general public are allowed to walk right into an obviously employee-only area storage room, I have no idea.
Is that... Mei?
No, you moron! That's a doll! This is Mei! Can you tell the difference? Oh, that's a good Koichi. Good boy.
I wasn't hiding because I wanted to surprise you. You just happened to come while I was already down here.
God, I don't care about any of this.
Some people say dolls like these are creepy, but I say they're wrong.
Get to the damn point already.
Shall I show you now? What's under this eye patch? Right here.
Oh, a cliffhanger. Guess we have to watch the next freaking... Guess we have to watch the next episode.
Well, yeah, I certainly do. They've been dropping hints about the importance of this eye patch and what's behind it the whole way along. I'm excited to finally find out what's going on with it.
Fine. Next episode.
Back in the doll shack, we find out that Mei has a doll's eye underneath the patch. Still need to know her so deeply, Koichi? Huh?
My left eye is a doll's eye, but you can tell that. It can see things that should remain unseen, so I usually keep it covered.
Excuse me. I think something she said was a little strange there.
My left eye is a doll's eye, but you can tell that.
You can see things that should remain unseen.
Nothing sounding weird to you, Koichi? No questions you want to ask? Nothing to inquire about further?
You can see things that should remain...
Nope, I guess not. The guy who asks 83 billion prying questions about irrelevant nonsense can't bring himself to ask one when it's most important. Fuck me.
Anyway, they head back upstairs.
No. Hold on a damn minute. What, now you're trying to shove me along? Are you serious?
Yeah, man. There are a lot bigger fish to fry.
Fine. But if you think I'm dropping this, you're dead wrong. I want an answer, damn it.
As I was saying, they head back upstairs and talk more about, well, the most important character at the moment. The freaking doll museum.
So why does that doll down there, the one in the coffin, look so much like you?
Who knows?
When I first met you, weren't you holding a doll?
And what did you mean when you said your eye could see things that should remain unseen?
I heard that there was a girl who died that same day. Was it for her?
And oh yeah, I remember before you said that your eye could see things that should remain unseen. What did you mean when you said that?
Koichi awkwardly stares at Mei's crotch. I'm gonna let you focus on that for a moment, causing her to give roughly a minute of somewhat relevant exposition, which is also a lie.
There's an old story in this town. about the class 3 of 26 years ago. There was a student in that class who excelled in sports and her studies. She was kind to everyone, but shortly after starting the 9th grade, she died.
Nope, it wasn't a girl. Not a girl. Not at all. Not sure how you screw up something like that, but it wasn't a girl.
Everyone in the class was terribly shocked. But then suddenly, someone said, "Look over there, she's not really dead. See, she's right there."
No, not the doll, you idiot! Why did you actually look? She's telling a story! What is wrong with you?
Anyway, the gist is that the entire school has some kind of mass hysteria, and everyone, including the principal and superintendent, allowed the dead girl to graduate. Before Koichi can even ask about—
What can you see that should remain unseen? Tell me! Right fucking now!
As I was saying, Mei leaves while Koichi's looking away for only a few seconds, cause she's a spoopy ghost. Well then, she must be a spoopy doopy ghost, cause the ghosts, they're spoopy. I don't know. I don't care. It's something. I mean, maybe she's Wile E. Coyote. I don't know. Fuck it. I'm done.
These days, high school acceptance rates are over 95% all over Japan. So don't worry. There's a high school out there even you could get into.
Oh my god, who cares? The only point of this is establishing Blondie Boy and Asshole Class President, who can't stop adjusting his glasses, have known each other their whole lives. Whatever. After they give Akazawa a bunch of crap, and the conversation continues to go nowhere, Lucy Sagaraki asks Koichi to, walk home with her. Talking about what else? More school, because that's why I'm watching anime.
I love Tokyo.
Nope, don't care. We do end up finally getting somewhere, but it's immediately stifled.
Hey, Sakuragi. What is Misaki like? Tell me.
Please don't.
Don't what?
Don't ever speak that name in class 3 again!
What are you talking about? But why?
Man, the rain's totally gotten worse.
Of course, another exposition blocker. When the editing doesn't do it, insert as many coincidental events as possible to prevent us from knowing anything.
How much did you hear?
A popular student suddenly died. The students and all acted like she was alive, and then she showed up in the class's graduation photo.
Only the first year, but there were other years.
Hello there.
You have got to be kidding me. Another one? Are we ever allowed to understand anything important about what's going on?
That's a very delicate issue to be discussing. I think that for now it's best to keep things pretty quiet.
Welcome to everybody's favorite show, Stupid Fucking Idiots. On today's episode, everyone stands around and prevents anyone else from knowing anything. You'll have to make up your own story just to stay invested. Because fuck you for watching.
Fine. Great. This is all fine and great.
So you've been in the class all this time and don't know the story.
Oh my god. All my complaining was in vain. She's gonna tell us, isn't she?
There's a right time for you to find out about everything. Just be patient.
You know what the right time is? It's now! Seriously! This is the second episode. You want me to care? You need a plot. You can't refuse to explain your story and expect me to magically follow along somehow.
I called because I thought you were in trouble.
Akazawa looks like she's about to blow her top. Don't mess with things that don't exist.
What are you talking about?
See, this is exactly what we were talking about before. He can't explain the situation to Koichi without acknowledging Mei. You know, it's almost like the entire plot up until now was contrived to make telling the story completely impossible.
What have I been telling you, man? It's just not good.
No, I guess not.
I knew you'd come around.
You said you could see things that should remain unseen!
Anyway, Koichi gets a call from Book Nurse again, who confirms that Mei Misaki is in fact not dead. Wait, what?
Did you find something?
Her name was Misaki.
The me, like in the word future. And it turns out her surname was Fujioka.
Misaki? Fujioka?
Small question. If you're gonna debunk the idea that Mei died the night she was in the morgue, then what—
Why does everyone in our class, even our teachers, act like you? Every one of them. They act like—
Because I don't exist.
Wait, what? Okay, she obviously saw Mei in that shot. She's not gonna be terrified of Koichi when she's trying to get to know him and talk to him all the damn time. Wow.
Yeah. I know.
Why was her umbrella so sharp?
What?
Did she sharpen it or jam a fucking shank onto it for no reason? What, was she planning on killing Koichi for the sake of the class? What the hell? I would like to point out that in the novel, the main reason she slipped was because her shoes were still wet from the rain, as Japanese students don't have extra shoes at school. But we never get that context-critical information here, or even in the next episode. In fact, part of why she slipped was also because of her bad ankle, but in the previous scene, they went out of their way to make it look completely healed. Why?
Well, another one bites the dust. How you doing, Will?
How do you think?
Great! Let's keep going. I guess we have to. Obligated.
We kick off the next episode of everyone's favorite SJW pastime, Censorship.
It was so horrific, the witnesses were ordered never to speak of it again.
Yeah, don't let them grieve together or deal with problems in a healthy way. Denial is the answer. Denial always wins.
But you witnessed such a horrible sight. That sort of thing can affect the body.
You know about that?
My kid brother told me.
Well, at least they tried.
Koichi contemplates how many days he had left to live before going to a restaurant with the nurse. I'm sorry, why does he have such a close friendship with someone easily 10 years older than him? Am I the only one who thinks this is weird?
I'm certain there's something going on, but no one will tell me anything at all.
Yes, and we're still mad about it. What else?
I rarely talk to my kid brother, but he did tell me a few things. It would appear your class has some special circumstances.
Circumstances?
Yep. He wouldn't give me any details about it, though.
Okay, that's it. I've had enough. Why does no one know anything?
Is it spoiler time again?
You're damn right it is. There is no way that no one in this town could be aware of anything about this Class 3 bullshit. You want to know what's going on here? Good, because here it is. Every year, Class 3 is faced with a curse. An extra student appears in the classroom. On day 1, a student that was previously dead. The problem is that no one knows who the dead student is because all memories anyone might have of this extra student are temporarily erased by supernatural forces. As long as this extra remains in the classroom as a regular student, other kids in Class 3 begin to die one by one in addition to members of their families. No one is safe. This happens every single year and has happened every year for the last 26 since the original Misaki. And no one knows anything about it. That is wildly impossible. There are all sorts of records and death certificates, and everybody at the school, all the way up to the top levels of the school's administration, are all well aware of it. But everyone outside of the institution is somehow blissfully ignorant of the hundreds of people who have tragically died in just the last decade? No effing way. Guys, am I wrong here? Am I missing something?
No, not at all. But I think you're missing the real question here.
Which would be?
What does that eye patch know? How much is it hiding from us? I'm watching you, Cloth. I can't hide forever.
Fucking...
Yeah. We're coming for you.
So, there has to be something wrong with you, creepy. Anyway.
Actually, the girl with the eye patch I told you about earlier. Her name is Mei Misaki.
Oh, really? You like this Mei girl or something?
No, it's not that. Something about her is different from the rest of my class.
Like this one time! She said she had a special eye and she could see things that should remain unseen! I still don't know what she meant by that! She never told me and I'm extremely confused! Bitch.
The conversation goes pretty much nowhere except that the horror nurse says she'll ask her brother about it. Next we see Koichi on the street where...
Hey, look who I found! Hiya, Koichi.
Hi. Who are you?
I just came from the hospital. What about you? Are you sick?
Yeah, that's right.
You're quite the actress, aren't you?
No, shut up! Who are you? And what is this conversation?
Good. Looks like the glass was sick of this too. Let's break this down so I can show you just how stupid it is. Random girl, whose name I don't know, shows up and Koichi acts like they're the best of friends. Well, that's super cool. I don't even know her name! She then pretends to be sick because she's skipping school, and Koichi responds jovially by saying,
You're quite the actress, aren't you?
Despite this obviously being a joke, Jane Doe here takes it seriously because, social disorder? The only point this awkward BS serves is to tell us that Akazawa is in the drama club. And what relevance does this have for the plot?
Nothing! Absolutely nothing!
Finally, the glass comes crashing down, but unfortunately it doesn't kill her. Ah, damn it. We'll save that for later, when it continues to not matter, I guess. Good work, team.
Riveting dialogue! Even better, though, is the fact that this character did not exist in the original novel and was apparently created by the anime's writers to do completely worthless, time-wasting crap like this. Or, rather, just this, because there will be exactly no scenes prominently featuring her, and I think only one more that actually includes her. Yes, her only point here was to not die so that she could then say,
No, it's not me. It's not supposed to be me. I don't want to die! No!
Sure, if you're watching this for the first time, it would create extra intrigue, but the scene is still so forced and artificial that it has no reason to exist in the first place. Just cut to the doll museum already.
Wait, no, what?
The accident that happened.
They're all terrified.
Of what?
They think it's begun.
What's begun?
Deep inside, they may have only half believed it before. So you still don't know, do you? Huh. All the better. It might be best for you to never find out.
Okay, shut up, both of you. Go to your rooms. Neither of you are allowed to speak to each other until you say something that matters. Go. Now.
Why? Why?
Tell me about it.
Yes, tell me about it. Tell me about anything that matters.
Koichi?
Oh, good. Ladies and gentlemen, we join Diaries of an Alcoholic Aunt already in progress.
I was in class 3.
Class 3? Then does that mean that people talked about class 3 being cursed in your year, or is that new?
I can't remember.
Of course not. Who would remember the tragic deaths of half their classmates? Who would remember the same thing happening for years before at the same school? It's not like it was important or endangered anyone's lives or anything. Who cares, really? When she said she could see things, it should remain.
But why?
Don't say that! I can't stand that damn bird.
Bitch, please, I'm a fucking bird. What's your excuse?
Sakuragi used the west staircase, right?
Why would she use one so far away?
Takako said she saw.
Sugiura, you mean? What did she see?
When Koichi...
Was talking to Mei Misaki, that girl you're not supposed to talk to or acknowledge. Can't cut away from every conversation people have about her and continue to pretend that they're not acknowledging her. You cut away for 5 seconds. Unless she literally said that. There's no way the other students would know what she's talking about. Stop cheating, Anime. We already caught on your game. Just fucking quit it.
It's all because I was absent his first day here. If I had warned him in advance, this wouldn't have happened.
Previously on Stupid Fucking Idiots, Akazawa was a stupid fucking idiot. I know, right? Man, what a dumb bitch.
Oh shit, yeah. Hey dude, pass the loofah. Remember the time when I took the cocktail? It was actually pretty pleasant. Yourself, bro.
Nobody tell him we were talking about it behind his back. Oh.
That's what I heard. Seriously?
This conversation is over.
I've been trying to call you on the phone all week, but you never answer.
Sorry.
You promised you'd tell me in June, so you need to spill it now.
Just hold on a sec, okay, Sakaki? Yeah, I did promise. I did, but...
The situation has changed. Normally, it's up to the head of countermeasures to handle this kind of thing. But things got complicated because somebody decided to act on his own.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I know.
Why is making sense so damn hard? I want to remind everyone that the real reason they couldn't tell Koichi before was because he had already spoken to Mei. In fact, that was still the case when Blondie over here promised to tell him anyway. But now, according to Akazawa, even though she was going to tell him, because Blondo tried to tell him first, neither of them can tell him now. What?
We're not just messing this up either. She just said it. It was up to her to tell Koichi, but then old dyed hair tried to tell him, so now he just isn't allowed to know. It's to be like going to some weird church where you're not allowed to read the Bible because you're too young. Then you reach the age where they would normally tell you, but your pastor finds out that your parents also promised to let you read the Bible. So now you can't never read it. Please, someone logic me now, because man, I'm ready to cut off a few limbs.
You said it's dangerous to mess with things that don't exist. What did you mean by that?
Why are you mad? He couldn't have acknowledged Mei less with that statement if he tried. Whatever, this is clearly going nowhere. The nurse calls Koichi again to tell him what her brother said, but gets into the elevator and plummets to her death. Well, this is the just punishment for trying to progress the plot, so really, she had it coming.
Man, this is just kill.
Dude, too soon.
Okay, enough of this. Do you really still want to defend this?
Well, maybe a little.
All right. Fine. One more episode.
What?
You heard me. One more episode.
And then?
And then you'll see what I mean. And then you'll join my side.
Sure. Okay, buddy.
Oh, you have no idea how right I am. Let's do this.
We kick things off the next day, presumably, with police investigating whether or not Nursey was reading at the time of her death, or something, while Koichi tells his grandparents about it.
After a death, there always follows a funeral. How very tired I am of funerals.
This is actually a remarkably subtle hint of foreshadowing for the ending of the series. We will find out soon that Koichi's mother died several years ago, which would obviously amount to one funeral. However, his grandfather says that he's tired of funerals, emphasis on the plural. Keep that in mind.
We cut to the next day where Koichi, in a brazen violation of the class rules no one has ever explained to him, openly talks to Mei in class. Much to her surprise. However, the anime once again wants to make us think that she's a ghost. Yep, completely hidden by this guy. She just shriveled up like a dried fruit. Also, angry!
After what happened to Sakuragi the other day, and the accident with Mizuno's sister, too, I just thought...
Are they related? Is there a connection between these accidents?
I don't... Where are you going?
Are you kidding? I'm getting the hell out of here. This school is so bullshit. Fuck you, assholes.
You found your mother.
Yeah.
Interesting. So she graduated in 72. Do you know which class she was in?
She was in class 3, like me.
Ritsuko was. But I heard that she died.
Hey, Oldman. Can I invite you to English? Help me out here.
15 years ago, right after she had me.
15 years ago. I understand. So that's what happened.
You do? Interesting. Is a train? Certainly does. Potato. Riveting dialogue. Why are 75% of your lines taking place only in your head? There's no way to follow any of this, and there's no reason to make it so confusing. Full disclosure, Chibiki isn't hiding anything. So what the hell?
Here's a good idea. Have a point. It makes it so much more interesting for the listener.
Akazawa apologizes to Koichi for some impending BS that they're gonna force on him before we cut to a completely pointless police interview of Koichi. Yeah, I have nothing more else to add. Fuck it, they're the police. I'm done! Fuck it!
Have the police finished questioning you already?
Yes.
Well, all right. You are dismissed for the day then.
Where is everyone?
I had to kill them all. It's in the class rules we never explained, you see. I guess that means you're the last one. Well, let's get this over with.
No, instead, Koichi walks home with the 2 wettest blankets in class, hoping to finally get some answers. Yeah, I hope so too.
There must be so many things you want to know, Koichi.
There are.
Then you can ask me.
Okay. Does Mei Misaki exist?
Mei Misaki is...
What the fuck? You cannot be serious. Could anything more contrived have possibly happened? The show literally killed him because he was trying to advance the plot. Why not just have a space shuttle fall out of the sky and crush him? It couldn't have been more stupid. Or maybe have him spontaneously combust. Yup, totally coincidental and not crammed in to pad out the runtime. Seems legit.
No, not this again.
What the hell is that?
Not what. Who.
Well, hello, Will.
Hi, Tropy. How's Trix?
Great, as I'm sure you can see.
Wait. Tropy? Are you?
Yes, I am the great ruiner of stories. I fill them with tropes, cliches, and inconsistencies. My powers are so great and my reach so broad that none can escape. It was I who killed poor... whatever his name was. Honestly, who cares? Killing off nameless, faceless characters is my specialty. How can you possibly care? This series was especially pleasurable. Oh, the mayhem to come.
Hey, no more spoilers!
I'm sure you won't need any further help from me. This show is already infected with all of my ills.
God, would you just go away already? We have a review to do.
Why? The fun's just getting started.
Adapto Hank Demone Irumabo. Adapto Hank Demone Irumabo. Adapto Hank Demone Irumabo.
You fucking asshole. Fine, but remember, I am always here. You cannot escape, Will.
Creepy. That was great!
No big D.
Oh, yeah, right, the review. So, where were we? Oh, yeah. That's right. How are we supposed to find out anything now by way of natural storytelling? Don't say it.
Eye patch. Koichi returns the next day to find out that the new plan is the old plan. The class has now decided that he also does not exist. Koichi decides that he's too old for this shit and heads over to Mei's house, where, yes, Eye Patch tells all.
First of all, Mei Misaki, you exist, right?
That's so cute. Did you think I was a ghost?
Excuse me?
That's so cute. Did you think I was a ghost?
Maybe just one more time. I don't think I caught that.
That's so cute. Did you think I was a ghost?
Oh, okay. Fine. Yeah, I see how it is. It's not like they've spent the entire series so far trying to do everything they could to convince us she was dead. Why don't you tell us one more time how you feel about us?
That's so cute. Did you think I was a ghost?
Fucking bullshit!
When are writers going to learn that lines like this are insulting to the audience? You don't spend a concerted amount of time and effort convincing us, along with the main character, that something is true and then insult us all for believing it. When you deride the main character for believing the same thing that you've tricked us into believing, you are criticizing the idea, not the person. So everyone that had the same idea in their head is now being condescended to as cute. Like it was silly to think something so obviously ridiculous and facile. We're all basically idiots, right?
Fucking bullshit! I knew it! I knew I would change your mind. It sucks, and you know it.
Okay, yeah, that single line sucks. It really, really sucks. But the episode's not over yet, dude.
Wait. What?
Yeah, we still have several minutes left, man. We still gotta hear what Mei has to say.
Oh, yeah, sure. Alright, let's do it then.
Something wrong over there?
Nothing. Let's, continue, yeah.
What follows is the exposition we've been waiting way too damn long for. But you know what? It's finally here, so let's all listen.
You were supposed to treat me as someone who didn't exist, just like all the other students in the classroom would.
But why are they doing this?
It's when the number of students in the class increases by 1.
Increases? Who?
They can never figure out who the extra 1 is. It's a shame.
Extra 1? Couldn't they just check the school records or something?
Well, they did, but there was no point. The roster and records had been altered to be inconsistent. They say that everyone's memories had changed as well. There's no way to tell it apart from the rest of us.
No way to tell?
The dead person has a soul and memories, and they don't realize they're dead.
Then people connected to the class started to die each month.
In response, the Class 3 students came up with several countermeasures to try and escape this calamity. And then, about 10 years ago, they found a way to deal with the problem. Treat one student like they don't exist to make up for the extra person. That way, they return the class to its correct number.
Yes! Finally, we can all understand what's going on. I mean, yeah, it took 4 years of compressed time, but now we're finally on the same page. I mean, what's good is good, right?
Are you kidding me? What about this is good?
It took 5 whole episodes to get to this point. All so we could understand stuff that already happened. It doesn't move the plot forward. It just is retreading the last 5 episodes. We needed this 2 episodes in. There is no way this should have taken 5 whole episodes.
True, but on your first time through this show, you're just as confused and lost as Koichi is. You're on board with him. It's only on repeated viewings that you notice how drawn out and painful this all is. Does that completely justify it? Admittedly, no. This still is very poor storytelling. It should not have taken nearly half the show to tell us anything whatsoever about the plot we've been seeing, and spending that entire time tricking us into believing something that isn't true in order to distract us from the actual lack of plot is obnoxious.
See? You agree, right?
Hey man, hang on a second. I'm still withholding my judgment. The review is not over yet.
But what you say stuff sucks right away, all the time.
Anyway, head over to my channel, Animerica, for the second half of this review, and maybe stay a while if you like. For now, I'm Will Ryan, and I'm signing off. Yeah, used your line. Like that?
I'll fucking kill you.
Great. See you guys in a few. Alright, now where's that eggnog?
You're fucking dead.